$1,000 bet on Ladbrokes. 310 is the second favourite. Packing Waltham. $4.40 this morning. The market mover now into $3. The Hayes Stackhouse combination has been a winning one today. Impressed in the first Australian start, rounding them up with a big finish late to claim that bronze. Has won second up before. Number 3, Keats, though, Johnny Allen on board, has a decent record at this trip and has been in the minor money 2 out of the last 4 starts, at his best on soft tracks. The legend SHJC is the third favourite, $5.50. Little drift out to $6.50. Harry Coffey, I think, is going to have all of the public support and all the feel-good stories in and around that. He's at $6.50 at the moment ahead of the jump. But we'll get into the yard, though. It is Packing Waltham, the $3 favourite, getting firmer and firmer on Ladbrokes. What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on your screen or visit the website.
This mounting yard is brought to you by...
It's gotta be KFC, 'cause I like it like that. Today's KFC, I like it like that.
And this is what they're all battling for today. First run in 1865. Historically, over the 2-mile distance. It's back to the 1,600 metres. $175,000 feature, Swan Hill Cup. Let's get into it now. And we start with the one. Not usual glorious for Travis Dowdle and Bo Mertens. He's won the Benalla Cup. This time last year, he was at Casterton winning the Apsley Cup, Kev.
That's right, he was indeed. He beat Farouk, who's a contestant in the Swan Hill Cup here as well. And Brawl was the runner-up last year. So that has transitioned to this year's carnival. He won races at Caulfield, Moonee Valley in the middle of last year. Terang Cup, Benalla Cup this season, as you mentioned. The common theme there is give in the ground. He gets that today. But we think that Keats is going to roll forward here. Not usual glorious will do the same. He might be tracking second in the run. He's got a great winning strike rate, and he's a tough horse. So we cannot rule him out in a hurry.
We move along to the 2. He's a fan favourite, SHJC. He's going to be ridden by the local favourite, Harry Coffey. They will bring the grandstand down. Is there even a grandstand here at Swan Hill if Harry's been able to get his first cup win? Wouldn't it just be something if it is with SHJC?
Happy anniversary to him. This is 7 years to the day since he debuted with a second at Flemington. He's now a rising 10-year-old, having start 93, and with the hometown hero, or one of them, in the saddle. And look, his lead-up form has been pretty good too. I don't think he'll be too far from the front. You can see second to Foxy Frida. That looks like solid sort of form for this. Really good last start. His best. We know he's been into so many high-level races across his career. Swan Hill Cup within his scope at this stage of his career? I think so. Not knocking at all.
We move along to the 3, Keats. He sounds like a pleasure to deal with since he's joined the Gavin Bedgegood stable, taken around the yard by Gavin's partner in Karen. He's had a listed win when he was over in Ireland. He's been a bit of a journeyman. He was with Mike Moroney for a little bit, the son of Galileo. He's won a Peninsula Cup. Can he win a Swan Hill Cup?
Oh, I think he can. He's my on-top selection. I think he rolls forward here, and I think he'll give you a great kick down this long straight. Look, he was, I think, softened a little bit last time out in front. He was holding second there right until the post. He looks the leader here. Wet tracks are positive. John Allen aboard. First time he's ridden him, and he's a man that you want in your corner in a big race like this. I think there are a lot of reasons to like him here. He's just a little on the drift, or we've got one that's firming up to join him in favouritism, but I think he's very, very hard to beat. My top selection.
You speak of the firmer, it's the 4, Packing Waltham, and you speak about journeyman too. He'd come over from France, went to Hong Kong, and then had a 2-year layoff. In Hong Kong, he'd run in a Hong Kong derby. Now he's over in Australia and made a really nice return for Lindsay Park and Dan Stackhouse at Flemington.
It was beautiful. To kick off at 1,400 for a horse who we know is very capable over 18, 2,000, those sorts of distances. It was just a really perfect finish, really. To get within half a length there, yes, he had 54 and a half, and today he's only got a kilo more. Stacky stays aboard. I think he can be closer. He can look for that closer spot if he likes, given the extra furlong here, or if he wants to settle off, swing out wide, as we've seen them do a little bit here, he can do that as well. I can understand, given the little break he's had a good 4 weeks since that first up run, and after such a long time off the scene, I look at that as a positive.
Craig Neward is looking to win the Swan Hill Cup. He's running the 6 Flasher for the Buston and Young team.
Yes, well, he's coming through the same race, isn't he, as Keats? And he wasn't beaten too far there either. It was probably only about, in the end, a length between the two of them. He can take a little trail here with Craig Newitt back aboard. Knows this horse a bit, has ridden him in some big races in the past. He's ready now, third up each way. No knock at all.
We've seen SA trainer Michael Hickmott on course today at Swan Hill. He saddles up the 7, Lord Vladivostok, who's been a Group 3 winner in the past. He recovered from a pretty serious fractured pelvis injury. He's been in good form this preparation coming out of the RA Lee.
That's right, yes, same race as Sosi Bon. He was astern of that horse there. My concern here is whether he really wants this sort of going. It's definitely at his preferred distance. Half his wins have been at the 1600. I think he'll be out the back. From this draw, he might be out at the tail, but again, we've seen the pattern of the day. That's not necessarily a negative at all. Yes, if you like him and what he's done over his career, it's been a while between drinks. At the RA Lee he ran in last start, that's his latest win, and that was 2 years ago in that same race. But no great knock about him.
Dean Yendall looking to add another Swan Hill Cup. He took it out in previous events in 21 and 20, and then also back to all the way in 2011. He's riding Farouk, who's won a Casterton Cup, won an Edenhope Cup. He is a tough galloper.
He's absolutely, he's won 10 overall, this son of Frankel. Look, he's coming back a little in distance here. Contested the Casterton Cup, and he's been around the Stall Cup over the long distance prior to that at Morfordville. So freshened here to a little extent. He's had 4 weeks between runs. He had a freshen but before the Stall Cup, really. He's a player in as much as that he'll get the perfect trail in the race. Big track suits, they're using all of the track today. Good last start. He's got a great winning strike rate too. He wins 1 in 4. This is a challenge, I think. He'd need to bring his very best, but he could do that and be in the finish.
The 9, Prince of Helena for Craig Weeding and Jake Duffy. He's got a bit of a score to settle here, doesn't he, Kev?
He really does.
He finished second in the 2021 Swan Hill Cup behind Adelaide Ace, and it was a great run from the boat.
It was fantastic. It really, really was. And I know that Craig had aims for him to come back last year. That didn't quite happen, but here he is 2 years later. And two years ago, of course, there was nobody here to see him run second. Today we got this monster crowd in to see him run. Well, he's been solid in this market at longer odds. There he is at around about $18. He likes the track, back in distance. I think he's set to improve into the finish of this.
Glassy Miss, Simon Wild's got all his mates into this mare. She's won a Donald Cup, a Croy Cup, and the $250,000 Country Mile. Has she been underestimated?
No, well, she's certainly a big price. I mean, she's one of the outright roughies here. You're getting triple figures about her. She's fitter for 2 runs back. Certainly she's been well held in those. You can see her fit into maybe tracking on the inside, following the leader in run. That's where she could end up, and from there maybe she's got a chance to tick on. She needs to lift it up from what we've seen of her in the last couple.
Joe McNeil, he's won a Swan Hill Cup on Mini Downs back in 2015. He's riding Parisian Dancer.
Yeah, look, I think she's got a great chance. She beat a handful home first up at Flemington, over 1,400 metres, very much suited by the rise to 1,600, getting onto a track with give. All her wins have been on heavy tracks. This is close to that. She comes to hand quickly. I just think this is a more suitable race for her. Down on this limit now with 54 Jai aboard. There's a bit to like about her. She fits into my top 4, this man.
And we finish it out with the 14. Who's Your Dealer? Harry Grace took out the Warrnambool Cup. It'd be unbelievable for him. He's looking for more opportunities if he could take it out on the Matthew Enright trained galloper.
Yes, well, it would be quite something. The horse opened up as the outright rope. He'd been nibbled in from even bigger odds. Still triple figures. He ran on Friday, of course, in the benchmark 70, 1,600, won by Spanish Schnitzel, beaten 2.7. So only been a couple of home there. Obviously, there's more depth to this, but quick back up might spark him up. We've seen it done before with a roughie backing up from Friday to Sunday in this race and performing above expectations. That's his hope.
It was a great result last year when Paul's Regret took out the Swan Hill Cup for Jared Fry and Peter Chow. Who's your pick on top?
Yeah, look, I'm with, what was market order? It's not anymore. I'm with 3 Keats to go forward. Jay Allen aboard. I think he'll be very, very strong here all the way down this long straight. I think it'll be hard to get to. Packing Waltham be interesting to see where he settles, but certainly the money has come big time for our now favourite. On the flip side of that, the stablemate SHJC been out the gate, and 11 Prusia Dancer rounds out my top 4. So it's 3, 4, 2 and 11.
Well, Keats is on the drift, Kev, unfortunately. $3.50 despite a $16,000 and a $4,000 bet on Ladbrokes. The late plunge and the late money has been on the outright favourite now. Number 4, Packing Waltham at $3, getting sharper from the $3.10 moments ago. The stablemate SHJC has won over $2.2 million, but it is drifting substantially, getting caught in a rip out to $9 now to $5.50. Has been a $4,000 bet on the champion SHJC. But now into $2.90. Packing Waltham will be the favourite 3.5 minutes out from the Swan Hill Cup. Good luck to all the runners. What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on your screen or visit the website.
Just a few minutes out from the running of the $175,000 feature. We can confirm it's going to be run in front of what looks to be a record Cup Day crowd with at least 5,500 people on course, Kevin.
That is huge. Yeah, look, I had a little query leading up into this weekend whether we would quite get those sorts of numbers, but it's just been fantastic. Yeah, and you can see some of the scenes out there. They're packed in just there in front of the grandstand to watch the big one today, and from our where we are positioned, we often don't get the chance to go down into where a lot of the crowd positions itself, but you can see there as the camera pans out, there are a lot of people here, and it's fantastic. The weather's fantastic. It's cool, but the sun's out, and just perfect conditions really as we lead into this. Only a few of these have previously contested here at Swan Hill, notably Prince of Helena, who ran second in the Cup a couple of years ago. But SHJC Keats, they don't generally come to Swan Hill. They've been racing in better high-grade city races. It's fascinating. The pace we can expect from Keats are not usual glorious. Certainly, I think there might be one or two not too far away, just in behind there from maybe Glassy Miss, but look, I think this is going to be a hard race to win for all of them, because we've got some real quality in our top 2 or 3 favourites.
And we've also got a bit of an unknown in the 4, Packing Waltham. I know that he's had the one start over the 1,400 metres when placing at headquarters, but he'd had a long layoff on that occasion, and he could be something really special. He's come over, from France and then raced over in Hong Kong. They had a big opinion of him. He raced in a derby over there. So we're waiting to see what we can find from him today.
Well, the market says that people think, smart people by the looks of things, that he is just perhaps superior here. He's been hammered in here on the day, just over the last hour or so. And certainly you look at the market, it's totally flipped from where Keats and Packing Waltham were. That's gone away the other way. I'm very intrigued to see where he settles, but we've spoken about this track and how fairly it has played over the 3 days and today as well. Yes, sure, you don't want to be right hard up against the inside rail, but they will use plenty of the track here and he'll get his chance.
They have one from all over the track today. Well done to track staff that they've been able to keep this track in a good surface to be able to just run. We've had that little bit of an upgrade over the weekend, now on a soft 7. If Harry Coffey can get the fair...